I promise this is not an arts and crafts channel.
Like a little bit sticky. Oh God, it's sticking to my fingers.
In this video, I'm going to turn this hare pelt into this lure. Now, if you think this is going to be some nice, easy to follow step-by-step guide on making your own lure, it's not. I have never done it before, and I have never really planned to use this kind of lure because I don't want to encourage my Harris hawk to hunt when I need her for public displays. However, I'm in the process of making a video about building fitness, and knowing many of my viewers are interested in the hunting side, it makes sense to show the use of a lure. So let's get right into it.
Firstly, I best answer what could become many questions in the comments. If I'm not a hunting falconer, where did I get a hare pelt from? Thankfully, my food supplier stocks a huge variety of food, so my birds maintain a varied diet. If you watched my What to Feed a Bird of Prey video, you will have seen me skin the hare in order to keep a full intact pelt. It was then left in my freezer until I wanted to make this video. Once defrosted, the pelt's skin side needs to be dried out to prevent it from decaying and attracting unwanted pathogens and insects, because we want it to last and we want it to be safe for our hawks to use many times. So for about 4 days, I had the pelt in a bag and I was sprinkling a layer of salt all over the skin, leaving it for a day or so and then scraping it off. And this sucks all the moisture out of the skin and cures it. When I had it nice and dry and feeling more like leather, I decided to leave it out in the sun for a bit. And then I forgot about it. And then it rained. And now it was even wetter than it was when I first defrosted it. Great. I dried it off and then I decided instead of going through another box of salt, I would just hang it up to dry in the wind, give my garden a very medieval appearance.
So now we have a nice, dry, usable pelt for our lure. But I've shown lures on the channel before and they didn't use any pelt of any kind. So what's the difference between the lure we are making to the lures that I've shown on this channel before? Well, there are different types of lures used in falconry. In falconry, a lure is an imitation animal attached to a line used in training a hawk before entering it at wild quarry. It allows the hawk to practice flying techniques and footing, as well as preventing her from carrying it away. This whole process of training is called making to the lure, but that's not where the lure's use stops. As well as being used for training and fitness, a lure can be used to retrieve the hawk after an unsuccessful flight. Historically, there are a couple of types of lure. A swing lure, used to imitate birds for falcons, these are the ones that I have shown on the channel before, and drag lures, used to imitate prey such as hare for hawks and eagles, and that's what I'm going to be making in this video. In recent years, the lure scene has taken a bit of an upgrade with the introduction of machines and robots. No longer does the falconer or assistant have to run across a field dragging the lure behind themselves. Now most people use a lure machine, meaning they can just stand in one place, press a simple button and just watch as their hawk gains fitness and experience. Lures for pursuit falconry now come in the form of flying robots. Yes, you heard that right. People are using robotic crows. They are basically remote-controlled aeroplanes contained within a foam crow. So whilst I continue to swing a lure, I have friends who release their falcon and then sit back with a set of controls and again, just watch as their falcon gains fitness and experience. With the idea of the lure being to imitate the prey, it wouldn't be very good to just attach a line to the pelt. We have to give it some body and weight. And for this, I've kind of cheated. I got this online for less than 10 quid. It's a lure for training dogs, and that means it's got some weight to it as it has to be thrown across a field, and it's wrapped in this really sturdy material to withstand the dog's teeth. So this is going to be perfect inside my pelt. My original plan for this was to wrap the pelt around the lure and measure for size, then stitch it almost into a sock so that it can just be slipped over the lure, keeping them separate entities, meaning I could still use this lure by itself, and if I really wanted to, I could still use the pelt to create a more traditional lure rather than just cheating with it. But after having a mess around off camera to see how well it fits, I realised I'm not a seamstress, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I certainly don't know how to stitch. So that is where this can comes to the rescue. Instead, I'm going to spray a layer of adhesive on both the pelt and the lure, and I'm just going to wrap it as best I can. And there are a couple things that I need to keep in mind with this. I need to make sure there is a way to bait the lure. That just means that I can attach food to reward the hawk for catching it. and I need to be able to attach a line to drag it by. But I think I need to just give it a go and see what happens.
To begin with, I'm going to wrap it around just as a quick test before I do any permanent gluing situation. So I'm going to kind of do it like a wrap, like a chicken wrap. Then the way that I do those is I took the bottom bit up first, and then almost like I'm wrapping a present, I'm going to tighten those corners in down there to keep that all nice and neat, and then bring one side up and round like that. There's a hole there, that's where a leg used to be. And then bring this other side up as well. And they do meet and cross over, which is good. It means that I have got enough pelt. Oh, and that nicely covers that bit of hole there. So then I'm left with that. So then I'm thinking if I just fold that down, that's where I can attach the swivel to, so I can pull it along. And then I can just hide the rest of the red with this extra bit that I've got there and sort of tuck it all in. And that is what we should be left with. Oh, but I do need to attach a little bit of rope so that I can bait it. So I best measure that up whilst I'm doing this. So my idea for this is that I've got my lever puncher, my hole puncture, and I'm just going to pick a good spot like there, fold it in half, puncture hole, and then just stick both of those through so that is held there. Towards the end that you're dragging, as this should also help to encourage your hawk to go for the head end rather than anything else, because once they control the head, they control the animal, and there's less risk of them getting injured. So you want to put the baiting section up towards the top of it. So I'm going to do it about there. So I literally just need to punch a hole, making sure that I'm going all the way through. I'm not just making two separate holes, not just one big one. So about there, I think. That worked. That's made two little holes there, and if I pop that through, oh, we got one. T'other. Oh, come on. There it is. There. Well, that's worked quite nicely. Now, I've said I'm doing it this way because I have no experience in sewing or anything, but I've also never used glue in a can. So I'm also not very experienced with this, which is why I've got bin bags over the table in case I make a horrible mess. Yeah, should we go for it? Oh gosh, let's do it. Hang on, let me just quickly read the back of it. 12 to 18 centimetres away. How far's that? Like that? Is that like 12 centimetres? Something like that, perhaps? I'll give it a good shake first. Right, here we go. There's no going back after this. Oh my word. I'm assuming that's enough. I'm going to do... I'm going to do that side, and then I'm going to... because I don't want it to stick to the bin bags, so I'm just going to stick it down. Oh my god. Commit. Is that in the right place? I bloody hope so. Oh god, it's all sticky. Right, and then I can do this side. Oh god, I don't want to glue that bit. That bit needs to stay up there. If people in the comments, or if people watching this video have used this stuff before and I'm doing it incredibly wrong, I am very sorry. You'll have to just tell me off in the comments. Am I supposed to keep touching it? I'm going to glue myself to myself if I keep touching it. Oh, that's tacky to me. Right, so like a chicken wrap is what I'm doing. So bottom up first, nice and tight. Oh god, this is not easy, it's all sticky. and then tuck it in like I'm wrapping a present on both sides. Stretch one side out. And now this side, nice and tight, overlapping. Oh, just that random extra bit there. Right, and then I'll shove that down in there. That goes over there like that. Is this in the right place? Oh yeah, it is. Look at that. I'm gonna spray a bit more in there. When the fur goes tacky, it'll just get fur stuck to myself. I'm just gonna push it down. Sorry if that's very wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. The lure is wrapped. I've got a little extra tail. That's fine, I'll snip that off with some scissors. It's slightly off center, but at least I'll be able to tie food and bait it towards the head end, which is good. I guess now we just leave it to dry. I'm quite happy with that. That went, to be honest, better than I was expecting.
Now that actually went a lot better than I was expecting, and it looked quite good in my opinion. I've attached a lure handle to it with a swivel so it doesn't get all tangled up and so that I can drag it, and I'm going to leave it to dry overnight, let all the glue set in place, and then we're going to have to test it out with Peggy the Harris hawk. With Peggy's past as a hunting hawk and the way she behaves on our hawk hikes, always wanting to chase things around, I thought that as soon as she saw the lure, she would want it straight away. But this was not the case, and she was very apprehensive to begin with. So to start with, I held her over the lure and let her jump straight down onto it to have the food reward. I then tried putting her on the perch and getting her to come towards it a small distance before dropping on it, and she did this well. I then thought maybe instinct would kick in and I tried dragging it. She took off and I tried to speed up to encourage a chase, but she bottled it and flew off towards the tree. The next video is going to be all about building fitness with your hawk, and so that's why we made the lure in this video, because that's going to be an important part. So if you want to see how to train your hawk to use a lure and how to get your hawk to behave and have good manners whilst using the lure, then make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss this next one that's coming out. Consider becoming a member, like and leave a comment, and as always, thank you for watching.